We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're causing their flaw. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're causing their flaw.
Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Canada Day to all my fellow Canadians out there. Hope we're all having a fantastic day. Let's be safe out there. Let's make good choices out there, and let's make sure we all get home safe and sound tonight, wherever it is that you're celebrating and enjoying your national holiday. For the rest of us that are here tuning in to the Gran Turismo racing community, welcome in. This is it. The big, long GT4 Championship season is coming to an end, and it ends now. We have round 12, Road Atlanta Finale. We crown some champions today. So we have opted to split our lobbies up today to make sure that the pros are only racing the pros and that the pro-ams are only racing the pro-ams today. We have a decent sized grid here in the pro-ams today as well. Lots of the drivers coming out to finish off the season here. And the pros will be done via a premiere video later in the weekend here for everybody to see what happened in the pro race as well. But we will talk with our pro winners here at the end of the race today after our pro-am race is finished as well. So we have a lot to talk about here as the race progresses today, but we got an hour-long endurance race, so I'm sure we'll find some time to go through everything. So welcome in, everybody, and again, presented by the Gran Turismo Racing Community, sponsored by GT45 Gaming and Apex Sim Racing. Huge shout out to High Pre for all the graphics and the amazing design work that he does throughout the series, the standings, and everything behind the scenes as well. And I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Let's talk about the track. Road Atlanta is our poison here today. Very, very interesting racetrack. It's a technical racetrack. It's a very small, short racetrack. It's going to provide for a lot of interesting action. We could see lap traffic factoring in for sure here at Road Atlanta. And it's just a technical racetrack, so definitely designed for Group 4 racing for sure. It's a good track for Group 4 racing, but it is one of those tracks that can really make you pay the price if you get it wrong. So let's talk about it here real quick. I'm just pulling up a bigger version here. All right, so it is a 2.52 mile track. It's 4 kilometers long, has 12 left and right hand turns. It is a tarmac road surface. It is a real world circuit, meaning that they still compete in championship events to this day, and it has an elevation change of 125 feet. So it's an interesting racetrack, and we'll talk about it here just for a minute while I keep an eye on things here in the lobby. T1 has a kink before the turn, making the entry a little tricky. The tarmac compression in the midsection of turn 1 offers additional traction after passing the compression in the track. Traction will return to normal, but drivers do still need to be aware. It can, you get on the traction in the wrong spot, and you'll actually spin your tires, and it could put your rear end of your car around. It could put you in trouble coming up the hill as well. Turn 2, or note number 2, sorry, on the map here is the S's nut we come into after turn 1. The apex for turn 3 is somewhat hidden thanks to the cresting hill coming out of turn 2. The apex is difficult to see until drivers are right on top of that apex, which makes the car turn in for turn 3 difficult to get right. Drivers will need to use other reference points to help ensure proper car placement. And that's absolutely true. And then that takes us into section 3, turn 5. Turn 5 is difficult to get right for many reasons. Turn 5 is sharper than it appears. It's easy to overrun the exit. The elevation changing means less traction than normal. And the runout room is a track limit penalty here at Road Atlanta. So, I mean, you don't have a lot of room for error there. You get it wrong, you barely, worst case scenario, you're going to spin, but I mean, you're probably going to pick a penalty up if you try to eat too much of that exit as well. Track officials do not let that go. Drivers may feel a lack of traction coming through turn 7, which is a result of the cresting hill. Turn 7 is a very difficult turn because it leads to the longest straightaway on the track, and of course that is the huge run to the final chicane. This is where the electronic enforced penalty serving zone is on the longest straight of the track. Drivers who receive penalties will be forced to serve it here, and see note for more information. So let's talk about that. The EEPSZ, the Electronic Enforced Penalty Serving Zone. It's an automated system used by the stewards to enforce penalties incurred by drivers. When a driver receives a penalty during their lap, the driver will be notified with a prompt showing the time penalty and reason for that penalty. Typically, drivers will serve the penalty the next time they pass that line. Unless the driver is too close for the penalty zone when notified, then the driver will serve said penalty on the following lap. When engaged, the penalty system will electronically reduce the speed of the car by cutting engine power and applying the brakes of the car until the time penalty is served. If a penalty is severe enough, their speed will drop to a set speed limit until that time penalty has been served. Drivers are required to be courteous to the other racers by coming off the racing line before reaching the penalty zone. So a beautiful explanation right there about our EEPSZ, the electronic penalty serving zone. And we move forward. 10TA and 10B, the chicane, are effectively a chicane with the purpose to slow down the cars after the long back straight. Traction can be an issue through turn 10B, especially when tires are worn. You are going uphill and undulating there as well. Pit lane entry may prove to be challenging as a driver crests the hill, at turn 11 with worn tires. Drivers also need to be mindful of their speed or risk incurring a penalty, or worse yet, hitting a barrier. So it's a little bit of information about Road Atlanta here for us today as well, ladies and gentlemen. So huge shout out to, of course, Miss Devious and the amazing work that she does and puts into all these amazing track maps. And again, this is round 12, Road Atlanta, and this is our Pro-Am class division. Normally it's done by Nolander Gaming, but he is racing right now, so we are taking this Pro-Am lobby on, and we are going to bring some live action to everybody at home. So there we go. So you can see they're just getting the lobby reset. I believe one driver is having a little bit of an equipment issue here, so they're just working that out, and then we'll start some qualifying. So qualifying is going to be 6 laps here, so it'll be an out lap and 5 full hot laps here for the drivers today. Once they're done those laps, they'll pull off at the end of turn 1 off the racetrack, out of harm's way for drivers still on a flying lap. And once all the drivers have completed their laps, they will all be pulled out at the end of turn 1. From there, the host will then start the race with, I think, a 2-minute break in between, and we'll have 1 hour to crown some champions here. All right, so it looks like they're getting it all sorted here. Of course, all the drivers are in communication with race control via radio communication here during the process of the racing here. Race control also has communication to the teams behind the scenes of the drivers, the crew chief, the pit crew members there. The crew chief is always the headmaster in any racing team. The crew chief is the one that makes the hard decisions. The crew chief is the one that deals with race control, whether it's being a penalty handed down or, what's the word I'm looking for? Debate a penalty called by race control, for the lack of the word I'm looking for right now. So it gives them an opportunity to dispute the call, and of course provide their side of it with race control. So typically when race control hands down a penalty, they hand it down and it'll have to be served within a certain amount of time. That allows, of course, the crew chief, the mastermind behind the team, in behind pit wall, the time to potentially wheel and deal and maybe get that penalty removed from the driver as well. So there's a few interesting factors that happen behind the scenes that we don't see as fans and viewers at home. You know, race control is the heart and soul of everything that happens on and off the racetrack, and you know, without race control and the volunteers and the safety crews on the track, and none of it's possible. So race control is a vital part of what happens on the racetrack during competition, and Road Atlanta is no exception. The stewards here, the race control stewards here, the on-track officials that handle the track limit penalties here, as we were talking about that electronic penalty serving zone, it is it's no joke. I mean, they expect you to keep it right and prim and proper here around the racetrack at Road Atlanta on the platform here. So you really do need to keep it right and tight, and you need to be sure you're paying attention to those reference points. So it is going to be some tough racing here today, and I'm not sure what exactly is happening at the moment here, but we are getting underway here. We have a nice grid here. We got 12-car grid here today too, as well on the Pro-Am. So we have a absolutely full grid here. We got some alerts that came in here overnight as well from the stream last night. We have Cody Brown, Cody B. It's Cody B Gaming coming in with a resub there on the page as well. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but a follow coming in. We have Hans Z coming in with the follow. We have MD Mukhtar coming in with the follow. We have Ajud GR coming in with the follow as well, and again another one I can't pronounce but coming in with the follow as well. That was again just in between the streams here, so we appreciate that. Welcome to the Winner Circle community, and there we go. Qualifying is now finally officially underway here. Alright, you do have to excuse me for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I have to reset a couple things to get my keyboard to work, so I'm just going to leave you with tap here. No, we're not going to go. We're going to go with, we'll go with Bull Snipe here in the Lexus just for a minute, and then I'm going to reset my keyboard, and then we'll be right back, so just bear with me for one moment, please. Alright, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've got it all sorted out here now. Yes, we do. Fantastic. Alright, so, oh, Brad's in the Viper there. Just a little bit of a mistake coming around. I believe it's 7 and 8 there. That both snipe just coming through there. So now we're leading up into turns 10A and 10B that we were talking about there on the track map just a little bit earlier. And let's get you guys a little bit of information here up on the screen. There we go. Alright, so this is going to be officially a lap here as well, as both snipes coming around through 10B and coming around into turn 11, which is the final corner of the track here. And you really need to be careful here. You can really force yourself out wide. So it's going to be a 25.8 for both snipe here. Let's see what bar 27 has. He's 2/10 off of both. Snipes still sitting on pole. Schnauzer's coming through. He's going to stay in third. We got Type R coming through here right now, and he's going to stay in fourth. Trone's coming around in the BMW. He's going to stay in fifth. We got Happy Pappy coming around here, and he is got a gaggle of cars in behind him here. So it's going to be Pappy coming around first, followed by Lone Ghost and Tap here, it looks like. So let's see what the times are here as we come through. Pappy stays in sixth. Lone Ghost goes up to sixth. There is Tap. Tap's going to stay in 10th. All right, we got Devlin here and Brad's as well. So we have McLaren off the track there, it looks like, as well. Or sorry, an NSX Ash Motorsport, it looks like there. It looks like Ash was the one that jumped up. We just missed. Devlin did not get a time in yet. Oh, and Brad's is struggling a little bit here early on, so that's all right. It's just qualifying. So it is both Snipe in pole position. We got Bar 27 sitting in second, and then there's a gap. Schnauzer's about a second in behind here currently, but this is very early in qualifying. These guys will find time and, of course, make those times quicker and quicker as they continue to go around. Type R is up at the fourth, so that was who we've seen jump up there. Drone is in fifth. We got Ash in sixth. We've got Puzzlement here in seventh. We've got Lone in eighth. He's in the NSX. Ah, okay. We've got Pappy here in 9th. We've got Tap in 10th place. We've got Devlin in 11th, and Brad's currently sitting in 12th. Now that will change as, of course, like I said, as qualifying progresses. I believe the drivers are getting 5 full attempts here at their best qualifying lap around Road Atlanta. It's a tough racetrack, so yeah, I mean, we can see it right in front of us here. It's just really twisty, it's really windy, it's up, it's down, it's all around. It's like an amusement park ride behind the wheel of a race car, and when you get it wrong, it is scary, but when you get it right, it is so much fun. So drivers really need to be focused today. They need to be on point. Side-by-side battling really needs to be done with due caution and care and attention here today, because it is a very difficult racetrack to drive side-by-side, especially through, say, sectors like the S's and some of these more high-speed, twisty-turny parts of the racetrack. Some of these sectors just are not designed for passing. We're going to see a lot of moves happen in turn 7 and 8, and coming up this back straight leading into the chicane in turn 11. That is where a lot of the passing opportunities are going to be trying to be done, especially here in the slipstream coming into the chicane. And again, going into turn 1 is a good passing opportunity as well. If a driver gets in a little bit deep there, you can tuck your car in, and oh, a mistake right there made by Bo Snipe. That was unfortunate, and that is the danger of turn 10B. That's that uphill sector. You get on the power a little too soon, the car is still a little bit light, tires spin, and that's what happens. It takes you around. So a prime example of what can happen here at Road Atlanta from Bo Snipe, and that's really prevalent in the rear wheel drive cars. Bar 27 coming around, he's going to take pole position. Bo's going to come in, he's going to fix the car up here a little bit, get some fresh tires, and give it another run. Trone Kobe's now sitting here in 3rd place as well, so he's grabbed a couple of spots. Tap has found his way into 4th. Schnauzer's still sitting in 5th. We got Ash in 6th, Type R in 7th. Devlin's now up into 8th. Puzzlement here in 9th. We've got Lone in 10th position. We've got Pappy here in 11th, and Brad's in 12th. So we're seeing about 125 laps here from our pros, so some good spicy laps here coming from the faster side of the division right now. So let's see what Bar 27 can capitalize here. Bo Snipe, it's gonna take him about 2.5 minutes to get some get a couple times put back in here to continue his charge to try and get pulled back. But really unfortunate there. He was up too, as well as he was coming up the hill there. But that's what I mean when we say the drivers really need to remain focused here at Road Atlanta. It is a taxing racing circuit on the drivers in these cars. Drivers also need to be aware that each driver's in different cars, and there might be a little bit of a different braking point and a different turning entry depending on the style of car that driver's operating as well. So there's so many things that these drivers are dealing with on a lap to lap, turn by turn basis for an hour around the racetrack here. So we're roughly going to see about 40 to 45 laps, we're going to say, based off the times we're seeing here today. So pit strategy, what does that mean for pit strategy? Well, you can see the tire, oh, you can't see the tire wear because I got the banner up. Let's take the banner down here for a second. You can see the tire wear here on Bar's car as soon as that thing disappears. There we go. And I mean, this is only after 5 laps, and this is what a set of racing medium tires is looking like. So we're potentially going to see 2 stop strategies come into play here, and 1 stop strategies maybe, but looking by how the tires are, The one stop is going to be a very patient kind of style racing. You're not really going to be pushing too hard. You're going to be looking for race pace as opposed, and a big mistake made there by Barr, but he keeps it out of the wall. Very, very good job there. But again, the track officials got those tire walls right there in that spot of the racetrack, knowing that the cars are going to direct right into that dangerous corner output of that. So building it up with tires there, but Barr does a great job of keeping it out of the tires there. And you definitely don't want to wreck your race car in qualifying. Looks like Bo Snipes got that new front clip on his car here and a fresh set of racing medium tires, so he's going to give it a run here, and this is going to be this hot lap here, so let's see what he's got. How's everybody doing today? Happy Canada Day again to my fellow Canadians out there. National holiday up here in Canada, and welcome into everybody else. I hope your weekend's fantastic. I hope you're enjoying some nice sunny weather, and I hope you got some good things planned for the weekend to, well, reward yourself for all our hard work that we do as parents throughout the week. It's not easy being an adult, that's for sure. Hey, go GTRC. Come on, Throne, you can do it. Hey, Racer up in the house on holidays himself when we talk about people on holidays. Hey, how you doing, brother? Just had a message come across from Race Control. I'm just checking on that message to make sure that it's nothing that requires, of course, my immediate attention. So here we go. So we have all the drivers just parking it here. A lot of them are using the pull out there to safely put their cars. So some great thinking right there. But right now it is Bar 27 sitting on pole. We got Bo Snipe in second. We've got Tap in third. We've got Snozzer in fourth. Tro and Kobe in the BMW in fifth. We got Ash Motorsport in NSX, I believe he's in sixth place. We've got Type R here in seventh. We've got Puzzlement in eighth. We've got Devlin in the Ferrari here in ninth. And look at that, that's a beautiful shot of that racing car right there. And Brad's is on, there we go, a nice lap there right there. Let's see if he can capitalize on this final one here. 128.574. So this is one of our academy drivers in a sense, ladies and gentlemen. He's new to league racing. He's fairly new to the platform and sim racing as well. So he's out here giving it, getting that seat time and getting that experience in and week out here with the GTRC. So we love to see that, and that's what it's all about. You know what? Next season he'll be a little bit quicker and he'll be a little bit faster, and then the next season he'll be quicker and he'll be faster, and then next thing you know, we got ourselves another racer on your hands. It just happens like that. So if you're always wondering how you get involved, just got to reach out. You know, everybody's welcome. It's all skill levels of racers. We try to do our best to make it as fun and fair for everybody else. Oh, that was a good save right there. He kept it together. That was a great job right there by Brad. That car is a difficult car to handle as well, so not going to be an improvement there, but a great save nonetheless from Brad's right there. We've got Low and Ghost here in an NSX, and Pappy here in the McGain Trophy 2011, I believe that is. But it is Bar 27 sitting in pole position here, and well, a half a tenth faster than Bo Snipe sitting in second place. He's got 8 tenths on tap, so there's a big gap between first, second, and the rest of the field here, and then it's 3 tenths, a tenth and a half, 2.5 tenths. So there's going to be some separation here, I think, in this lobby. So qualifying pace to race pace, I think we're in for an interesting race here today. The faster drivers may run into some lap traffic at some point in this race. It all depends on how clean everybody gets off the start line, how quickly everybody sorts out in the first 2, 3, 4 laps of the race, and then from there the pace will kick in, the race pace will kick in. But we'll have the help of Slipstream, you'll have the help of other drivers' lines for some of the drivers that are still finding time around the racetrack. So it's going to be an interesting race today. For sure. Alright, but it is a 1 hour endurance here today, so let's get ready to rock and roll. Qualifying, I think it's about a 2-minute wait here, so what can we say? Let's bring the standings up. Let's talk about our pro division here real quick first. So this is our pro side of GTRC here. They are racing as we speak here right now as well in a separate lobby. So it is Pigham's in first overall position with 175 points. It's Jakey sitting in second with 135 points, and Miss Devious currently sitting in third with 94. Now Hair Race is right there 2 points behind in 92, but not in the race today. So is Doug Burrow behind by 6 points with 88 points, who is in the race today looking to get up into the podium there as well. So there is still potential change for that third overall final podium position here on the season, and I'm not sure who else is in the race. I believe Mike is there today. So the pro lobby dwindling here throughout the season. Of course, the season extended quite extra longer than originally planned, and just interfering with real life schedules at times. So not much happening over there. That's why we're over here in the Pro-Am side of things doing this one live. So this is our Pro-Am division here. We've got a 12 driver grid here today, which is beautiful. And it is Bo Snipe leading the way with 160 points. He has that settled. That's it. He is our Pro-Am champion here this season in our GT4 Championship. I don't think he can even be touched. Trone's sitting in second place, and he's got 118 points. We have Bar with 117 points. We've got Type Bar with 115, Tapser with 109, Action Jackson with 84, Pappy with 73, Tagger with 57, Puzzleman's there with 51, Ash is there with 35. And yeah, that's about who's in the race here today. So again, here the battle is still very, very healthy for second and third place overall on the season as well. Let's get rid of that, because kick them tires, light them fires. We're going racing, chat, and boy, that happened quick. So here we go. We are off and racing. So Bar 27 didn't get the greatest launch there in that Sylvia. Tap almost getting into the side of Bo Snipe there. We got Action Jackson off the track there, and we're gonna go check on that. Oh, he gets it back together there. Looks like pretty good, but that is going to put him in the back there. And he's getting up to speed here right now. All right, so I'm not sure what happened there. Let's go take a quick look there. See if he just made a mistake coming in, or yeah, he just made a mistake. He just went to stay outside there to allow racing room, and he caught that curb edge right there. And unfortunately for him, just got into the grass. So let's get back up front and see what's happening. We got Bo Snipe with a quick lead. We got Tap up ahead of Bar. Bar gives him a little tap into the zone there. Not intentional by any means, but Tap hangs it through there. And that cost Bar another position. Tyrone Kobe's going to jump up ahead of Bar there as well. And then Type Bar is trying to make his way through to Hyundai there as well. Ash Motorsport taking a look. Bar is just dropping down the field there with that little bit of a braking error that really took the momentum out of his race car, and it cost him three quick positions right there, and he has a Ferrari and an NSX all over him. He's going to go up on the outside. That's going to put him on the inside here, Type R. And again, this is going to be a good passing zone coming into the chicane here, so he does get that inside edge. Now he's got to hold the corner. Oh, the Ferrari's going to take a look too as Devlin takes a look on Type R, but Type R holds him off here as we continue to come up. Let's get back to that battle in the back here. This is some healthy mid-pack battling. We love to see it. Ferrari and the Genesis battling here, but it looks like Type R just held Devlin out there, and Devlin's going to settle back in. So he's going to take a look. He's going to move up. Nope, he's going to get some fresh air just so he gets that turn in he's looking for that car. Some smart racing being shown by Devlin here very, very early on, and he's looking spicy. He's looking racy today. Watch out for this guy. The green and yellow Ferrari is one of our drivers here that looks like he is ready to go today for sure. We love to see it. All right, Ash Motorsport here in the NSX in behind. He's been driving really well since he's entered the series, entering late part of the season, but been working his way through the field, and the grid's pretty good here near the end of the season. So definitely look forward to seeing what he can do in a full season of competing. And he's putting some pressure on that Genesis right now. And I mean, the NSX is a bit of an underrated car here, but Type R under pressure there from the Ferrari driver. Let's get back to our Ferrari driver. Let's get back to Devlin here. He is in the middle of this GT4 sandwich here right now, and he is the lettuce and mustard of this sandwich right now. But he is definitely looking for a way around Type R. He doesn't seem to be too content with just chilling right there behind that Genesis. He wants to move around, and there he goes. He's going to use the slipstream. He's going to get the job done, and he's going to come into the corner with some speed, and he's going to take a look for a twofer here as he goes around Bar 27 as well. So slingshot engaged, and 2 positions gained right there for Devlin. That was a great series of passes. Oh, and we got a big bottle up into the chicane right there as we see him get around Type R, and then takes advantage of Bar opening up there and just absolutely drives through the hole. That was some great racing right there by Devlin. Let's go see. Oh, we got just an absolute bottleneck happening here going into that chicane. It looked like everybody got clustered up there, and we have battling happening now. We got Lone Ghost battling with Ash Motorsport. We got Ash trying to battle with Type R. Bar is trying to get away from this group as it is a gaggle of cars up in behind here right now. Puzzleman's going to take advantage and jump up in front of Lone Ghost. That was a great move going through into the S's right there by Puzzlement, and that came in Porsche, and she's going to get the job done and move up into 8th position. So a beauty of a pass right there by our Porsche driver. We've got Happy Pappy here in that McGain trophy, and he's just hanging in there right now, settling and doing his thing in 10th place. We got Action Jackson up into 11th place after his mistake into the first corner of the start of the race here. And we got Brad still right there at the back of the pack in 12th place as well. But it is Bo Snipe leading the way. So Bar 27 was our pole sitter, and we'll, he's going to hold that honor as the pole sitter here. But right now it is Bo Snipe with fastest lap, and that is a extra bonus championship point here as well. And leading this race, not that he needs any help in the point standings, but he is taking positions away from other drivers that do need the help, depending where he is. So right now leading the race. Tap is settled in this Mercedes SLS AMG Group 4 car here in behind as well, and he's got Tro and Kobe in that BMW M4 just in behind. But boy, is that Ferrari ever coming right now. Devlin just on a roar as he marches through the field here right now in the early part of this race. We're on lap 4, and this man has gained 4 positions, if not 5. I think it's 4 positions here early on, and very great, patient, smart racing battling coming from this driver as well. And he is reeling Trone in right now in this Ferrari. So keep an eye out for this green and yellow Ferrari today. The Ferrari's looking very strong around Road Atlanta here. We got Bar 27. He's in that Nissan Silvia. The Nissan Silvia just most recently taking a bit of a BOP change here. That was a beautiful pass. I agree, Hair right before the championship finale here, so a little bit of an adjustment, I believe it was to the gearbox of this car that the game made, and it has in turn actually slowed this car down a little bit. So Bar 27 is definitely up against it with a massive BOP change brought down by race control for the finale here today, and he has good pace. He was on pole, but a little bit of a struggle early on. Here was some early on battling for this driver. Ash Motorsport, he's chilling right now. He's in 7th place. He's no panic. He's just sticking to his race strategy right now, keeping that car safe, keeping it out of trouble. He's keeping an eye on this battle up in front of him here as well. Type R and Bar 27 now battling for 5th and 6th position here, and that's just going to allow Ash to close in. The more of these two battle, Bar's going to look up the inside coming into the chicane, and again, this seems to be Bar's favorite spot to make a move right now. He has been looking every lap around, and he's going to get the job done. So Bar 27 up into 5th place ahead of Type R, and Ash Motorsport is right tucked in behind these two, just doing his thing, sticking to his strategy, is what he's got in his mind for this race here today. Here we go, side by side. Type R trying to respond back to Bar 27 now as we head into turn 1 and then the S's, and Bar 27 just looks like he's going to edge Type R out there, and he does. So Type R settles back in behind, and this is a single file sector. It is you don't see people make moves too often here, but Puzzlement made a great move through here on Lone Ghost just 1 lap ago, but not something we see very often here. It's an opportunistic place to pass, only when you're forced to, in a sense. So only the brave and the bold really try to make something happen there. And Puzzlement's actually just coming up through the S's, so only 4 seconds in behind that little pack right now too. She's got some good pace today. She's been looking really strong in that Porsche. Brad's all the way up into 9th place here. I'm not sure what's happened to the rest of our pack here. Pappy's in 10th, Snozzer's down in 11th, but Brad's has made some time up, and we got Lone Ghost here a little bit behind, so maybe made a little bit of a mistake somewhere and maybe spun off track. Not 100%, but we're still rocking and rolling. That is 100%. So it is Bo Snipe here, and he's got a 4.4 second gap on the field right now. He's just running away with this thing. Tap here in 2nd place. He's got almost 3 seconds on that Ferrari driver, who's now found his way around Tro and Kobe here in 3rd place as well. So Devlin is charging. This man is pushing for a finale win here, it looks like today. He has absolutely got this Ferrari hooked up around here today, and he has been looking very good. I mean, he is only a little off the pace of the leader right now. He's a second out the fastest lap on the track, but as far as his race pace goes, he's showing some very good consistency, and it's only getting better and better as, of course, he uses up some of that fuel in the race car. So look out for Devlin here today. And Bar 27 in 5th place, and he's got some work to do now. He's fallen off the pace of those guys up ahead a little bit again with a lot of battling, and that mistake going into the corner with Tap earlier in the race too as well cost him a lot of momentum, and that momentum sent him in a backward slide through the field there a little bit. He's now trying to fight his way back up, so he's got his work cut out ahead of him here. Type R here in 6th place, losing just a little touch with that Sylvia up in front. Puzzlement now in 7th place, so she has grabbed that spot on Ash Motorsport. She is now on the hunt for Type R, 4.5 seconds. Ash Motorsport has Brad's all over him here right now, and Ash Motorsport had to have made a mistake somewhere, and Brad's is really putting that Viper in a good spot to make a move here. And again, this is a great spot to make passes, so to see if Brad's is just going to sit in behind or if he's going to get the job done here. That Viper should have some pull on this car, but I don't think Brad's is too worried about making the move here. You can see he's already preemptively braking here, so he's doing a really great job driving behind Ash here. Let's see if he can keep it underneath of him here coming through the corner in the dirty air, and he does a great job. So Brad's having a fantastic race here right now early on. Go Brad's, go, man. We got Snozzer here in 10th. We've got Happy Pappy here in 11th position, and we've got Lone Ghost rounding our field here. Now, I feel like he just made a mistake. I think he just had a spin or an off-track excursion here at one point. He's about 10 seconds behind, so we're going to see a little bit of that here throughout the day today with some of the drivers. It's super easy to make a mistake at Road Atlanta, and as these tires start to wear down and the pressure mounts on some of these drivers from other drivers pressing or trying to gain position, it's so easy to make that little mistake. And there's not a lot of wiggle room here at Road Atlanta. You can see it's a lot of grass and barriers on the outside of this racetrack. And again, race control, they don't mess around with the track limits here either. They want these drivers keeping it within the white lines. So drivers just have to be 100% hyper-focused all the way around this racetrack. You can't lose it even for a split second here, because all of a sudden there's a corner coming and you missed your braking point. And oh boy, you're holding on at that point. So Type R getting back on that Sylvia, so you can see where the Sylvia is definitely where the nerf has come into the Sylvia here, and it is on that straight line speed in this car here. That Genesis is, yeah, just closing in on that Sylvia bit by bit, so the gearbox change has definitely affected this car in the BOP changes. I lost my train of thought there for a second. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Let's see if Type R takes a look here again. He's going to take a look up the inside. No, he's just going to settle in behind. So he's kind of using bar 27 right now. Maybe to sip a little bit of fuel, save a little bit of tire, maybe just refine his lines around the track. I'm not 100% sure what's going through the mind of this driver right now. Or maybe he's just learning from Bar right now, figuring where Bar's weak point is, and try to get himself set up to make a move in that particular spot. We're not sure, but Puzzlement going here. She's lost a little bit of time, so she's made a small mistake here as well. And Ash now right back on the back bumper of this Cayman Porsche here, and then Action Jackson is right there in behind in 9th place as well. So Action Jackson doing a great job. Snozzer at coming back up through the field after an early incident there going off track, but Ash going to take a look up coming into turn 7 and 8 here. He's got the position, no problem, it's going to be job done, but Puzzlement looking for a cutback there, but just not able to get the power down. And that NSX is going to power through and take 7th place back away from Puzzlement here. So a great battle between the mid-rear cars here right now of this Porsche Cayman and that Honda NSX. That is now allowing this Aston Martin to really start to close into this battle here as well now. So Action Jackson now on the hunt for position as well in behind Puzzlement. Happy Pappy's only a couple seconds off this battle, chilling, doing his thing in behind. Brad's right there in 11th and Lone in 12th place, and he is on that straight, so he is making up some ground here, it looks like, as well. But it is still this man, Bo Snipe. Now it's 6 seconds. He continues to open the gap lap by lap, so he's obviously got Road Atlanta sorted out in that Lexus here today. We've got Tap in 2nd place, and that Ferrari driver closing in little bit by little bit by little bit here as he go around. It was 1.8, almost 2 seconds last time we were at the front of the pack here, and then he now has us down to under 1.3, so he is almost got that Ferrari in slipstream range. But ooh, half-second track limit penalty right there from race control and our officials, and that is going to give all that time and a little bit extra right back to Tap here. This penalty serving zone is right here. He will serve this penalty, so now the electronic part's going to kick in as soon as he crosses this line, which you see just up ahead of the Mercedes driver in front of him, marked by the yellow on the screen there. You're going to see this happen right here. So you see the timer kick down, you see the nose of that car really dive down. So what is happening when he crosses that line? a car override system has kicked into place, and it has cut his engine down a gear and applied some braking, and that has allowed that penalty to be properly served. So race control here at Road Atlanta having some, well, technology playing a part here with how racing goes nowadays, and that is a little ways for us to manage these penalties as well. So really great system that they have placed here with that EEPSZ, the electronic enforcement penalty serving zone is what that stands for. We'll get it right yet, chat. Come on, Pappy and Lone Ghost, you can do it. Agreed. All right, let's keep rocking. Tro and Kobe having a great run here today. Tro and Kobe's looked a little bit off pace here in the latter part of the season, but it seems like he's really dialed in here today, and we know he's a great driver, so feeling it today at Road Atlanta is at M4. We've got Bar 27 here, still holding good in 5th place. Type R is right there with them, and again, not really battling right now. I think Type R is aware that if they battle, they're going to keep losing ground on the guys in front, so I think this is some smart decision making by Type R right now on the racetrack. We got Ash here, he's in 7th. Now we've got Snozzer has gotten around Puzzlement as well, so Puzzlement losing a couple of positions here over the last couple of laps from the drivers chasing. The Aston Martin driver right here. It's a great looking car. I love that DeWalt car as he's coming around the racetrack here and doing pretty good. Gap 1.5 seconds to the next driver in front. Puzzlement here 1.4 seconds in behind Snozzer. We've got Pappy sitting in 10th place, and then in his beautiful shiny painted cars, which we love to see. He's got that new GTRC logo on that car as well. Huge shout out to him there for that. Love it. We got Brad's in 11th, and Lone's starting to chip away at Brad's here a little bit. So there we go. These two starting to try and gain a little bit of ground on that pack. So we love to see it. We really do. Corey coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a fantastic holiday weekend. But it is this man, 15 minutes into this race, 7 seconds in the lead. So, next. There's nothing happening up there but him driving by himself. We got Tap here in 2nd place in this Mercedes SLS AMG. And a little bit tighter for this driver. Right now, he's just trying to maintain that gap to the leader, not letting that leader get any further ahead. But he really is watching what's going on in behind him, as Devlin in this Ferrari has been just pushing to try and catch this driver up. He's been having a fantastic race. Right now, the driver of the day, 15 minutes in, is belonging to the number 7 Ferrari driver, 100P. So, good job by this driver right now. He is really coming in quickly into his racing craft here in the series. So, we love to see that. We got Tron here in 4th place, and this THD car is looking good today. He is on it, and I don't know what the strategy is for these drivers. I can only speculate, as I do every week. Like I said, it's going to be a 1 versus 2 stop strategy here today. The 1 stop is going to be a slower race pace, but you're going to save yourself X amount of seconds in pit lane for the extra stop, compared to drivers who are going to do 2 stops. Now the difference is the 2 stop, you can really just send it. You can push it, you can push the car, you can push the tires, you can push the fuel, because you can take more fuel with your pit if you need to, and you really can maximize what you have underneath of you. But you cannot make a mistake. You have to have a perfect race if you're going to 2 stop and end up on podium in this division against 1 stops. So what we're going to see here, not sure, but if we're going to see 2 stops, we're going to start seeing those pits happen in the next 4 minutes. Puzzlement here in 9th place. We've got Pappy in 10th. Brad's here in 11th, and Lone Ghost here at 12th. Oh, we had somebody jump into the lobby by accident there. Alright, so it is Bo Snipe here in the lead, and we're just going through to make sure we don't have a lag spike that affects the drivers here when somebody comes into the lobby. I always like to go through when that happens. I mean, we're a victim of the game. Type R with a half-second track limit penalty right there. That's going to allow Ash to close in a little bit there. Pappy in 10th place. Everybody kind of starting to settle into the race pace a little bit here now as we start to settle into the race. We're getting into the what I like to call the slow part of our races here today. This is a 1 hour endurance racing. You see some pretty decent frantic action. Push, Tron, push. You tell them. That's right. Get on the radio to the team there, man, and say, hey, man, come on. You got this. I mean, this driver, clearly a very quick driver. He qualified in the Pro-Am pace, so this is where he's been running, but it will definitely be moved up into the Pro Split, moving into future seasons, obviously clearly showing that he can run with those guys. So this will be his final race as a Pro-Am here at the GTRC as well for this driver. We've got Devlin here in 2nd place. We've got Tap here in 3rd. We've got Tron in 4th. Barr is just doing everything he can. 6 seconds to gap to 4th place, so he's lost about a second over the last, I don't know, half a dozen laps here on the racetrack, which isn't terrible. So definitely working that Sylvia hard, but looking like he may be one of them drivers that's going to be on the 2-stop here. We'll see. Lone Ghost has gotten around Brad's there, so maybe a little mistake made by Brad's there has allowed Lone Ghost to catch up and get around. So we see some swapping of positions here and there. Let's go THG. You know it, the humble guys racing, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely appreciate all the guys over there at THG. Great group of fellas over there. Got Bo Snipe though leading the way, and he's racing for Team Rad. Now what Rad stands for, I actually don't know, even though it's a good friend of mine's team. I don't actually know what Rad stands for, so maybe we'll get Bo to elaborate on that today when we talk to him. We've got Devlin has found his way around Tap now, so Devlin now up to second place. I'm pretty sure this driver started in like 8th or 9th position on the grid here at the race today, so he has gotten a great start to his race today. Tap is in 3rd place. He's missed a big chunk of the season just due to work-related reasons as well, so he gets on the track when he can, and we definitely appreciate everything that he does. Devlin has got by Tap. He has. It is Bo Snipe now in the sights of Devlin, and I mean, Devlin isn't as fast as Bo Snipe's fastest lap is, but boy, that consistency is really paying off for Devlin right now. We've got Tron in 4th place, and I kind of feel Tron's looking for a 1-stop here. We'll have to see what he comes up with. We got Barr here. I think we're going to see. I can almost kind of tell the strategies by what I see on the drivers right now, and we'll show you guys watching some of that information here in a little bit. But we're not going to show it right now. We have Puzzlement here in 9th place. She's been doing fantastic all season long. Watching her pace continue to get better, watching her consistency to continue to get better as she continues to get that seat time and get that experience in behind the wheel of this Porsche Cayman as well. So it's really been fun watching some of our newest competitors going through that process and learning and fighting and racing and just having some good fun out there. Alright, we got Bo Snipe here. We still have, well, just under 40 minutes remaining, so this is not over by a long shot yet. And I mean, this driver has some pretty crazy pace here today right now. 10, almost 11-second lead on the field by lap 15, so he's almost gaining a second a lap. I would say like maybe 6.5 tenths a lap. This driver is quicker than everybody else in the field right now, but we're looking at his times, and then we go to our second place driver and we look at his times. And the Devlin can definitely reel Bo Snipe in here, I think. Devlin is just on a tear in consistency compared to the leader. Yeah, the leader is here, there, and Devlin is just spot on the money. He is within less than a second of a grouping within his times right now, where Bo Snipe, maybe the tire wear is starting to factor in a little bit, but he is definitely a little more across the map when it comes to his time consistency on the racetrack. We have Tap here as well, and his consistency is pretty good here too. A couple of little blip laps, so much like the leader, he's just not as homed in. That Ferrari driver is looking strong today, without a question of a doubt. Bar 27 is now up into 4th place here, so I'm not sure what happens to our 5th place driver. It was Tron. Tron has pit. Okay, so Tron's on a 2-stop strategy here. So Tron Kobe with the first drivers to pit here, and that was at about the 39-minute mark if I had to guess. So I thought we were missing a driver up there somewhere. It was THG's Tron Kobe, so the first of our drivers to make a pit stop here today, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-stop strategy here for the most part. We'll have to see. Barr is coming into pit lane here as well. That leaves Devlin and Tap. They're going to stay going around. Ash Motorsports is going around as well. That's Type R in 5th. So Ash has found his way into 4th place and getting around Type R. So Ash grabbing another spot in the track. Schnauzer here now in 6th place. And almost back to where he started on the grid there. Puzzlement is up into 7th with that pit stop from Barr. You can see the guy putting the can in right now. He's just fueling that car up. So much the same for Lone Ghost. She's coming in. Those guys are going to not pop some tires on. Interesting. Okay, so fuel only for Lone Ghost here today. And 12th place Drone Kobe should be grabbing some positions back as he comes around here. Up into 10th place. Alright, so as we see, of course, this first series of pit stops start to cycle through, we'll see the positions change up quite a bit. We'll have to wait to see what happens from there after everybody else finishes their next pit stop. But again, it's a one stop versus two stop here, I think, today. I think there are going to be some drivers that are going to try and stretch this thing to one stop. And I think there's going to be a lot of drivers that are just going to have to two-stop this race, and it's really going to come down to how you drive the car and how you pace the car and how much battling you do, I think, today. So for this driver to lead right now, Bo Snipe, I mean, he's got clean air, he's had no pressure, he's had no real issues, but there is a yellow flag up ahead of him here. And it looks like a driver just getting back onto the straight there, so he does need to be aware of that as he comes up, and it is Brad's just up ahead of him there. Devlin here in second place, and Tap's starting to gain back on Devlin here a little bit. So Tap was like, I don't like this following this Ferrari here. I think I need to try and get back into second place. So Tap's starting to close back in a little bit there on the Ferrari. Ash Motorsport's been doing a great job here so far today too as well, and it looks like this driver has put some testing and tuning into this race, because he is in great shape right now on the racetrack is what I'm looking at. We have Type R here in 5th place, and he's starting to see some pressure from that Aston Martin driver of Snozzer, aka Action Jackson, in behind him here right now. And yeah, Action Jackson's just got a little bit of a better car underneath of him right now than Type R, so we'll have to see if Action Jackson can take advantage here. Again, this is a great passing opportunity here on the racetrack. You got the longest straightaway on the racetrack right here on this back straight, leading into turns 10A and 10B, the chicane. And it is a great setup opportunity for making passes. We've seen quite a few moves made here already, but it looks like Action Jackson's just not quite close enough to get it done here, so he's just going to settle in and behind Type R and keep on rolling down the racetrack. He does close up a little bit though, coming through 10A there. Puzzlement here in 7th place, having a fantastic race herself. Pappy here in 8th place, looking good. We got Trones now up into 9th place, Barr in 10th. We've got Lowen in 11th, and Brad's now making his pit stop in that car, seeing a little bit of damage on the front nose there as well. Some of the drivers struggling here. He just hit Hair Razor. Just made an early pit. Alright, Bo Snipe, 12 seconds. Slowly but surely opening that up little bit by little bit. We got, bar 27 here, so some lap traffic. So bar 27 is lap traffic right now as these drivers are not finished their pit stop sequence yet. So he is about to actually be put the lap down from our second and third place drivers here as well. So Bo Snipe has technically put bar 27 a lap down here right now in the race, so a little bit interesting. But again, that's just because pit stop sequences aren't finished yet, so that will change all back around here shortly. As soon as Bo Snipe decides to make his pit stop, Barr should get his lead lap back. Alright, so the Ferrari driver is coming into pit lane. That's going to take him out of third place for the time being. Let's see what Ash Motorsport opts to do here. Looks like Lone Ghost is still going to go around. Looks like Ash is also going to go around one more time. We've got Type R and Action Jackson coming. Type R is definitely diving into pit lane. Action Jackson's going to opt to go around again. Let's see if Puzzlement decides to come into pit lane. Nope, she's going to go around again as well. Let's see what Pappy opts to do here as he's heading into 10A and 10B here right now, the chicanes. And it looks like he's just lining up to descend it again here, and that is exactly what he's doing here. So Tron Kobe we know is already pit, so we know he's not going to stop. We know Barr is not going to stop. Obviously, he's already pit. Lone Ghost has also pit, and so is Brad. So it's just our lead drivers here right now that have yet to make their round of pit stops, and we're at about the just under 33-minute mark. I don't know if the drivers are going to be able to stretch this thing to one stop or not. I mean, what I'm seeing, it is going to be close. Tap, he's in second place after our Ferrari driver making his pit stop here. Tap has yet to pits and looks like he's going to go again. The leader also has opted to go around again, so definitely trying to make 1 stops out of their races here today. We've got Ash Motorsport here in 3rd position, and he's going to be coming into pit lane here. I don't think he can go around one more time. And that is a correct assessment right there. As you can see him lining up pit lane entry here, and he is now going to come into pit lane and make his stop. Action Jackson is going to do the same. Ooh, and he hit that yellow line. We may see that 3-second pit penalty on Action Jackson there for crossing the pit lane entry line. And race control, they are sticklers on that pit penalty line. So that is going to hurt the race a little bit for him. Trowan's in 7th here, so he should move back up into top 4 or 5 there, I believe. Type R's in 9th. We've got Bar 27 here in 10th position. Struggling a little bit here right now, but that doesn't mean anything. We're just waiting for these drivers all to kind of sort that pit lane out. Let's go take a look where Bar is. Right now he's got a minute 38 on both snipes, so I don't know. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Just Gaming? How you doing, my dude? Yo. So there we go. Leader is finally coming into pit lane here. I'm assuming we're going to see much of the same from Tap here as well. Is he or is he not going to jump into pit lane here? It's hard to say. He's going to go again. So he's done a great job at managing his fuel here so far in this race. We've got Puzzlement in 3rd place. We've got Trowan Kobe now up into 4th place. We've got Devlin's back up into 5th. We've got Ash into 6th. We've got Snozzer, aka Action Jackson here, and I was correct on that assessment. The stewards and race control has indeed handed down a 3-second pit line penalty here to Action Jackson, and that is going to seem like an eternity when he serves that penalty on that back straight, and that is definitely going to cost him some positions to Bar and Type R in behind for sure, and potentially even maybe another driver. See, no, he's about 19 seconds in behind, so he should be good for Lone Ghost here, but he is going to lose 2 positions for sure when he hits that penalty. Ooh, Brad's making a little bit of a mistake there, really hard on the anchors as Trowan Kobe's coming up there, so and great job by Brad's there to be very aware of the situation on the racetrack there. Gets that thing on safely, gets it under control, and he's back on the track doing his thing here again. So great job here by TMB Brad's there as well. Alright, so it's Bull Snipe here, and I mean, he's charging. And he's really just kind of drove away with this thing right from start to finish. I mean, he is just on a tear right now. So it is Tap in the lead. Obviously, Tap hasn't pitched yet. Next season is 3 weeks to a month away. Bull Snipe here in 2nd position. We have Trowan Kobe up on podium here. So the early pit stop by Trowan Kobe has actually paid dividends for him here. And that was a big undercut, and it gained him some time. He gained a ton of time on Bull Snipe, the leader, and he leapfrogged Devlin as well. So Trowan grabbing huge time in pit lane here in that first pit stop. So interesting. The man is playing some strategy today. Look out for Trowan Kobe. This guy's been flying here today in this Ferrari Devlin. He is on the charge today. He is looking for a big finish here, so see if he can knock it out today. We've got Ash in 5th. We've got Barr now back up into 6th place, so he's lost 1 spot since all the pit stops have started and finished. We got Snozzer in 7th. We've got Type R in 8th. We've got Puzzlement in 9th. We've got Lone in 10th. We've got Pappy here in 11th, and we've got Brad's in 12th. Now, the big question is, he's got a 44-second lead on Bull Snipe right now. He has to pit. He is going to pit this time around. I will definitely guarantee that. If he doesn't, he's going to lose more than just potentially first place here. So, no, boy, and that's going to cost him big time right there. Oh, he has no choice to pit. He overshot the entry, and he's going to pick up 3 seconds for that. So that is highly unfortunate right there for Tap. And whatever his strategy was in his mind here right now, our race control is going to ruin it with that 3-second pit line entry penalty. So 2 drivers here on that first round of pit stops getting slapped with a 3-second pit lane infraction. That is tough to take when you're in the finale and you're fighting for points here. So just stick with Bull Snipe here while Tap's in pit lane, and we'll see where the two come out in comparison. Now, with that 3-second penalty, I think it's inevitable that Tap is going to lose the lead to Bull Snipe one way or the other here, but it all does really depend where Tap comes out, and it looks like he has been just released from pit lane here, so Bo does take the lead. Yes, from Tap, so that's going to put Tron up into second. Where is Tap? He's just coming through here right now. Of course, these drivers have a maximum speed they're allowed to drive in pit lane, so this is what we're seeing here right now, and there it is, race control with that penalty slapped on that car the moment he leaves pit lane right there. And that is going to be tough. Sitting in third place, that's a 3-second penalty. That's going to cost at least 4 to 5 seconds based off where the serving zone is at Road Atlanta. Devlin is going to be putting the pressure on Tap very, very quickly here after he serves that penalty. Ash in 5th place. We got Barr here in 6th. He's got 4.5 seconds. Action Jackson is in 7th. He's got 5. We got Type R 2 seconds in behind him. So Type R might reel him in quickly here. We'll have to see. Lone Ghost here in 10th place, having a good little race here. We got Pappy in 11th, and Brad's in 12th. And Brad's is under fire from our 4th place driver Devlin here right now, so blue flag situation there, and Brad's has been doing a great job this season handling those situations. So, but I think the big mistake here today so far comes to Tap, not taking the time to make sure that pit entry was perfect here, and that really could have cost him here today, so we'll have to see how it plays out for him here. Oh no, we got Tron off track here. Something has happened to Tron. Oh boy, that corner again, that 10B. Big spin there, and that's going to give Tap second place back on Tron Kobe right there. That was absolutely heartbreaking. Oh, and we just missed it, unfortunately, but tough spin there for the BMW driver, and he is going to lose second place at Tap because of that, but he's still right there. You can still see him, but Devlin on the charge here now, and Devlin is he's got to play the patient game here in the S's here with the lap traffic. The lap traffic has the right to the racing line in this sector, so as soon as they get out of these S's here, we would expect to see Brad's probably get out of the way of said driver here, but until then there's not much he can do about it here. There's nowhere safely to get out of the way of the lead lap traffic through the S's there. There we go, he goes wide. He's probably going to incur a penalty for that, unfortunately, but he does get out of the way of the Ferrari driver there, and that was a great recognition again by our 12th place driver Brad's right there, and you know, GG's to him. Oh, and he unfortunately suffers a pit track limit infraction for that, but you know what, he still did the right thing, and that's unfortunate that the stewards threw an extra penalty on him for that, but a great job there to Brad's nonetheless. Bull Snipe now has a 22-second lead on this race, without a vital error on his part. Now this is his to lose. Tap at second place here. We've seen him just get around Tron, so Tron making just a mistake coming into the entry of this corner right here and getting in the grass and mowing a little bit of lawn for the track efficiency here. He's still sitting on the podium here, but it's going to be some tough fighting here for him here, it looks like, through this middle part of the race, as he's got this Ferrari driver starting to press here in behind him, and he's got that gap down to just under 0.9 of a second, so just on the edge of that slipstream is Devlin on Tron Kobe here as well. Oh, that was the wrong button. Alright, that's the camera angle I'm looking for. Let's just jump on board with our third place driver Tron Kobe here from THG Racing, and this is kind of what he's dealing with here right now. So this is the camera on the roof of the car, ladies and gentlemen. We call it hood view, for lack of a better term. So this is kind of what he's dealing with. He's got second place driver up in front. He doesn't want to let that driver get away or lose touch with that driver, but he's also got a Ferrari, and that Ferrari is getting close. I mean, 0.4 of a second, so some pressure being had here in behind from Devlin as well. So this is kind of what Tron's dealing with here right now. Now he's pulled away from the Ferrari. He's using that BMW power here right now to close back in. He's in that slipstream as well. Tap is aware that he's there. He's going to go semi-defensive here and just block up the corner here. You can see Tron's just like, no worries, man. I'm just going to try and get a good run through here. And it's a sketchy corner coming up there. And you can see the Ferrari is just like, hello, I am here. I would like your position, please. So let's see how Tron handles this here. And there we go. Is he going to take a look? He's thinking about it. And side by side, he does have position there. Ooh, almost some contact there. Oh, there might have been a little bit of contact there. A little bit of a slide there from the BMW driver. But boy, that was, he just took a look, and Tron not panicking there. So that's some great racing right here between Devlin and Tron Kobe here currently. And boy, Tron is up against it here right now. Again, he's still trying to keep up a tap up inside in second place, but he has this driver all over him right now. Moving down into Devlin here. Let's jump on with the Ferrari driver here now as he's chasing down Tron Kobe here, and we're going to jump on and get it from the driver's perspective here. Ooh, hard on the anchors right there in that Ferrari as Tron was on the brakes there, and oh boy, almost getting into the back end of that BMW right there. So it is on right now for third and fourth place between Tron and Devlin. Ooh, some great racing action right here at Road Atlanta in our finale tonight, and we expect nothing less. Alright, bull snipe, 24 seconds. Ooh, Tap might get a penalty there. He cut that chicane a little tight there. We'll have to take a look, see what Race Control thinks about that. Race Control's going to let that slide. I am very surprised there. So Race Control is just going to let these drivers battle on here. Interesting call right there. Suspected for sure we were going to see a track infraction there, as he definitely had all four tires on the inside of that curb. So Race Control just maybe missing that one, but lucky right there from Tap. But I mean, this is close. We've got this closing right up here now. The BMW Tron Kobe has definitely gotten back into the slipstream of the Mercedes driver, and Devlin is still right there in behind too. Right now just outside slipstream range, but can definitely close in on these two cars, especially in these tighter corners. That was a good exit right there by Tron. That's going to be enough for him maybe to try and make a move here. So let's see what happens. Tap in second place here. Let's see if he opts to go defensive again. He went semi-defensive coming into 10A and 10B last lap. So let's see if he does the same thing here again. Absolutely, Tron does just send it up, but Tron has the speed. Oh, but look at that. Tap goes in a little bit later on the brakes there and defends the position from Tron Kobe, and that was a great little battle right there between those two. Let's go take a look at that again. Tron thinks he's got it done, but Tap sends it back up there in the inside with a little bit of late braking and manages to get that spot back. So great little battle right there between Tap and Tron Kobe. Here we go again. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between the two, and that's going to send Tap off that track. Oh, he just keeps it out of the tire walls there. Oh boy, that was a ride right there. And Tron there, a little side-by-side action there, and oh boy, we may see Race Control taking a look at that post-race. We have Ash Motorsport here in 5th place. We've got Bar 27 here in 6th. We've got Snozzer in 7th. We've got Type R here in 8th. We've got Puzzlement in 9th place. We've got Pappy in 10th, and he's just had both Snipe go around him, the race leader. We have Lone Ghost here in 11th, and Brad's here in 12th place, and those times are coming down here for him. He's starting to find some nice time around the racetrack here. Alright, so it's Tron Kobe, and Tron Kobe has a Ferrari right up underneath of him here right now. That Ferrari is looking at pure BMW tailgate here at the moment, and he's going to take a look up the outside coming into the chicane here as Tron's going to go defensive. So are we going to see much of the same thing here that we've seen last time between Tap and Tron? No. Devlin just kind of backs off here, and he's looking for the good run, and that is exactly what he gets there. He gets a great run coming out of the corner, but Tron's going to send that into pit lane, and that's going to be close to a pit lane infraction right there as well. Drivers struggling on pit lane entry here today. So that's going to put Devlin up into 2nd place. That's going to move Tap up into 3rd. Tron here, he's going to get some new rubber and a little more of that there VP racing fuel, and see what he can do with it. Bar 27 is going to follow him in here in 6th place as well, in behind. Action Jackson's coming around here. He's in 7th position. We're going to jump up to 5th with those drivers making their pits. Type R will move up into 6th place. Puzzlement should move up into 7th as well as she comes around the start-finish line right here, right now. And it looks like she can go the rest of the distance here as well, so Alright, Pappy is coming around here. Bo Snipe, our race leader, is just coming around there as well. Ooh, a little bit wide there was Pappy, but he kept it just inside the track there. Alright, so it is Bo Snipe, and I mean, he does appear to be able to have enough to go the rest of the way here. And I mean, really at this point with the lead he has, he doesn't need to push. He doesn't need to force any extra fuel or tire wear in that car. He doesn't need to force a mistake. He just needs to manage his fuel load to make sure he's got enough to get to the end of the race. Devlin's in second place. Tap is closing in on Devlin here a little bit as well. So Tap's doing a great job of recovering after being bumped off the track a little bit there in a great battle with Tron. Ash Motorsport here in fourth place. He is 4.5 seconds behind those two in second and third place. We've got Snozzer here in fifth place, and he's having a great run here today. We have Type R in sixth. We've got Puzzlement in seventh. We've got Tron in eighth. We've got Bar in ninth after his pit stop. He just had Bo Snipe go back around, put a lap down. We've got Pappy here in 10th position and closing in on Bar up ahead as well. Lone in 11th place, and Brad's here in 12th position with a Dodge Viper there as well. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's weekend been going? Hope we're all enjoying the racing action here today. We are going to talk to podium finishers both from Pro-Am and our Pro Divisions here today. The Pro Division is running currently as well. So it is Bo Snipe here, and just remaining efficient at this point around the racetrack. Devlin here in second place. 15 minutes remaining. I think he's got enough there. We'll have to see if he's got enough to get the rest of the way without stopping. Again, he is a driver that's had to stop a little bit earlier than some of the drivers that he's battling with here on the podium right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out for him. Tap should be good for the long haul here, I would think. And the Mercedes is getting a run on the Ferrari here as we head into turn one. And oh boy, almost a little bit of contact there. And again in the same spot, Tap almost found himself riding along through the grass there. So he just backs out of it enough there and keeps that big heavy Mercedes on the racetrack there. Boy, that's scary moments there going into turn one. Again for Tap there, so a little deja vu, but the result was much different this time around. Alright, so Bo Snipe is gaining on the 8th place driver, Tron Kobe here right now, but he has bar 27. Really putting some pressure on him here, and I mean, we know that Bar has the pace as he qualified in pole position here today. So I guess the bigger question is are we going to see Bar take his lap back from the race leader here? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Devlin's still doing a good job of holding Tap off here, but Tap is definitely applying some pressure here. Tap is definitely seems to be like he's looking for a way around our second place Ferrari driver here today, and let's see if he can get it done. That Ferrari is quite a bit more nimble than the Mercedes, so cornering is definitely to Ferrari's advantage here. Ooh, big mistake there though from the Ferrari under braking. That's going to really allow Tap to get on him, and there you can see a little bit of a bump on the rear bumper there. This isn't the ideal place to pass. Tap knows that. He's a smart driver. He's just going to follow him through here, try to get a good run, but that little mistake under braking also costing Devlin a track limit violation there as well, and he's going to pick up a half-second track limit penalty as he slid across that curb as well. So, oof, that was a tough one there, and Tap's going to get the job done here in turn 7 as we come through turn 8. He is going to move up into third place, and that is only going to benefit Tap there as he's put the driver with the penalty in behind him as well. So he's got about a 3/10 second lead right now, and he's about to grab another second once this Ferrari serves this penalty at the zone right here. And there you go, again another example of that EEPSZ, the electronic enforcement penalty serving zone here from Gran Turismo 7. forcing that driver to serve that half-second penalty right there, and that just lost him a second right there, as he's 1.7 in behind Tap now. Ash 5 seconds, that gained him a half-second on that as well, or 7/10 of a second, so that's allowing Ash to close in a little bit on Devlin here as well, aka aka Action Jackson. Here, 7 seconds in behind. He's in no man's land right now in 5th place. He's in a good position. Really, he just needs to keep putting in good, clean, quality laps right now, and he'll take home good finishing points here on the season. Type R is in 6th place. He's having a good run here today as well. We have Puzzlement here in 7th. She's been looking fantastic all day long in that Porsche as well. We got Trone here in 8th. He's been looking real racy today. He has been very racy today, but just a couple of mistakes here today for this driver, and it's got him back in the field, maybe a little bit further back than he'd like, but he is still giving it. We've got Bar 27 here in 9th place, and he is still trailing that leader a lap down. And just as we say that, there's Trone Kobe. Oh, again. Making a mistake coming out of the corner of 10B there and just piling up Bar 27 and leader. This is a battle for position for Bar 27 and Trone Kobe, and they have the leader there as well, so this is a sticky situation here as Bar is way up the inside. The leader tries to go on the outside there. He can't get it done. He has to back off, and the leader has to make a choice here. He's either just got to let these two battle it out, or he's got to try and find his way around them here, because this is an active battle for position up ahead of the race leader right now. Bar 27 trying to get around Trone Kobe for 8th place without that mistake from Trone Kobe, and that seems to be Trone Kobe's nemesis here today, is that corner 10B. Unfortunately, we've seen him down and out a couple times there now, and that has absolutely applied the pressure here now for Bar 27. You can see Bo has just made a decision just to back off these guys. He doesn't want to make a mistake of accidentally getting into these guys while they're battling and have an incident himself with his own car. He's just going to chill. He's going to back off these guys. He's going to let these two fight this battle out, and then we will probably see Bo Snipe step it back into high gear and try to work his way around these two. But right now, Bo Snipe making a smart choice here. He's got a huge lead, 30-second gap on the 2nd place driver. There is zero need for him to force his way through this this positional battle up ahead of him right now. I think he's made a good call by just laying back, grabbing a bucket of popcorn, and taking a front row seat for the 8th and 9th place position battle, man. I mean, yeah, he gets to see what's happening in the mid-pack here. Oh, and Bar 27 is going to take a look up the inside coming through 10B, so here we go. He is going to try and get the job done here on Trone, and he is going to get it done going into corner 1. A little bit of a hop, or sorry, corner 11, a little hop there from that Sylvia. He ate a little bit of curb to get it done there, but Bar 27 is going to get the position back away from Trone Kobe, so now he's in defense mode here, and now we're going to probably start seeing that race leader maybe start to close up on these guys a little bit and try to get around these guys. That is but I mean, again, Trone Kobe's still right there. This battle is far from over, I think. Whew, that was spicy right there. That was some fun to watch. We got Happy Pappy here in 10th position. We've got Lone Ghost in 11th, and we got Brad's coming into pit lane here. So making a pit stop is our 12th place driver. Some fuel, some tires potentially there for that driver with just 10 minutes remaining here in the race. But boy, we got some healthy battling happening here in our mid-pack for sure. We got Tap 31 seconds in behind Bo. So I mean, Bo doesn't, there's nothing to stress about for him here. He just gets to chill out. We got Devlin here in 3rd place. He's 2.5 seconds behind Tap, so losing some time now on that Mercedes up in front of him. We got Ash here. Ash is 6.1 seconds in behind Devlin right now in the Ferrari, and it seems like he's losing a little bit of time, so we'll keep an eye on that. Action Jackson is doing exactly what he's been doing, just maintaining that gap almost perfectly corner by corner here. Type R doing much of the same thing. Puzzlement doing much of the same thing as well. Bar 27 looking like he has now finally gotten a little bit of distance between him and Trone Kobe. So now we'll probably see Bo Snipe start to try and make his way around Trone and Bar 27. But we still have 8.5 minutes remaining, so let's see what happens here. There was some crazy racing happening right there, that's for sure. That was we knew we would see blue flag situations here today at the racetrack just because of the nature of this racetrack, but that was a crazy one right there. And again, it looks like Bo's just not, he's just, you know, he's content right now. He's chill, you know. He had a couple of close moments there, and then that was enough for him to go, oh, I don't need to be doing this right now. And just nice, clean, tight lines here from the Lexus driver today, too, as well, from both snipes. So he's just doing his thing right there. He's closing in slowly but surely here in a drone. But again, it doesn't look like he's really trying at this point to make his way around those two drivers. He's just chilling and managing at this point. Like I said, with only 7.5 minutes remaining, I mean, there is zero need to force a mistake upon yourself as a racer in that position at this point. Bar 27, he's got 13 seconds to the next driver up in front. I don't know if he's going to be able to make that time up. He is definitely running out of time on the racetrack. We got Troen here. We got that blue flag just absolutely being waved at him here, and that gets a little bit distracting as a driver. So you see he's going to move up the inside here, and I think he's trying to let Bo go around the outside here, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's keep rolling here. So we've seen the leader get around Drone there. We knew that was probably going to happen at some point. Let's go see if we can find... That's a battle. I don't think we don't really have one really brewing here right now. The battle was between Bar and Drone. But that battle's kind of settled here now, so it's kind of a quiet race here today. Some interesting racing results right there, I must say. So our pro race has ended here today, and we will talk to those drivers in roughly about 8-9 minutes here. As this race is coming, this race here is drawing near an end, so our pro division has wrapped up. We've got Tap here in second place. We've got Devlin in third. We've got Ash in fourth. We've got Snozzer in fifth. We've got Type R here in sixth position. We've got Puzzlement in seventh. We've got Bar 27 in eighth. We've got Trone Colby here in ninth position. Pappy's in 10th. Lone Ghost in 11th. And Brad's here in 12th position. So, well, probably for the next 4 minutes, I don't think, unless somebody makes a really, really big mistake, I don't really think we're going to see a whole lot of change here, chat. So it's going to be a cut and dry kind of eventful night here today. Not a lot happened here. It'd be interesting to see what the race control has to say at the end of the race. But other than that, it's been a pretty neat and tidy race here for the most part. Alright, so our race leader is Bo Snipe, and a commanding lead here, 32 seconds is the gap here, and definitely has the tire and fuel to get the rest of the way here. We've got Tap here in second place, much of the same thing. He definitely has fuel and tires left. He can get the rest of the race here in second place, so we shouldn't see any emergency stop from this driver. Devlin is good on tire, iffy on fuel. Ash, much of the same thing. We have Action Jackson here. His tires are definitely giving out there. That front left tire absolutely just beaten to almost nothing left there, but he's going to continue on down the track here. Pit stop at this point is just going to cost too much time, and as we say that, we got Type R coming in, and he's going to need a splash and dash here. Does not have the fuel in that. Oh boy, it just went from bad to worse right there for Type R as he hit pit wall and gets reset outside of pit lane, and that is highly unfortunate for Type R. Oh my. You hate to see it, chat. You hate to see it, and he's gonna have to go around and hope that he's got the fuel to go around. And at the end of the day, that is really going to be costly for him, unfortunately. Oh boy, ugly situation there for Type R as he was coming into pit lane there, and hate to see it. You just hate to see it. He's a victim of the game there. He was going in for some fuel. He was running out of fuel. He went to go in and get a quick little splash of fuel there to finish off his race, and had an incident in pit lane, hit the pit wall in the game, reset him back on the racetrack, which means he can't go into pit lane now. He has to go back around the racetrack, and he may be doing it out of fuel. That's a heartbreaker. We've got Tap here in second. We've got Ash just grabbing third place here from Devlin. So fuel saving is this Ferrari driver, and that has allowed Ash to grab the position, but he's not that well off on fuel himself. Action Jackson here in 5th place. Puzzlement now in 6th. We got Bar in 7th. Poor Type Bar here. He is out of fuel. He's coasting down into pit lane here now, and that's going to cost a position to Trone Kobe now, as Trone's going to go around there. It's going to cost a position here to Happy Pappy as well, I believe. And that's super unfortunate there for Type R. He was having a good run here today, and victim of the game. Victim of the game here. We got 45 seconds left of the race here. Bo's going to be really close to getting to the start-finish line in time or not, whether or not he's going to have another lap. So we'll stick with Bo Snipe here. There's nothing happening on the racetrack as far as battling is going right now. We have drivers that are somewhat close together, but not close enough to make a positional battle one-on-one without one of the drivers making a mistake, I think, up ahead or in behind. So, and I think that's that group of cars just up ahead of Bo Snipe here, actually. But we're going to stick with Bo here. There's 10 seconds left on the clock, so this is going to be the final lap for our race leader here in the group as they come around. The Bar and the driver up in front, I believe this Puzzlement, may not even get to go around here again. And we got a yellow flag up ahead here, so not sure what that was, but Bo Snipe with a racing win here is going to be Puzzlement in 6th and Bar 27 in 7th position. Let's get with Tap here now as he's coming around, and he's just nearing the chicane. Looks like Trone's going to come around for an 8th place finish himself as well. And the back half of our field just finishing up their race here right now as well as they come across start finish lines here. Tap here, that 3-second pit lane penalty definitely cost him, but that is definitely not the reason why he was unable to keep pace here today. So 2nd place finish for Tap. Ash is going to come around and he is going to get a 3rd place finish here right at the end of the race, but he's ran out of fuel. He has no fuel left in this Acura, and he is going to coast this car to the start finish line here. Does Devlin have any fuel? Devlin has the fuel. Devlin is going to steal it back. Devlin is going to take 3rd place back with Action Jackson right on his tail feather there. Action Jackson is going to move up to 4th place, and Ash ran out of fuel at the top of turn 10B, and he's going to go from 3rd to 5th place on the final lap. Ooh, today was a race of heartbreak here, ladies and gentlemen, for some of these drivers. Bo Snipe with the win, Tap in 2nd, Devlin in 3rd place with an absolute crazy finish here. We've got Snozzer in 4th. And Ash Motorsport in 5th place. That car running out of fuel right at the top. I hope I never see the BMW ever again. Tough battling out there tonight, Tyrone. Tough one, buddy. You get racing, brother. Nuclear, me and Sarah was super close. It was very close. I know I could see you guys getting closer together there. And GG's drivers, that was some good racing right there. We're going to do a little replay saving. Make sure you guys all save your replays. Bar, don't shut the lobby down. Give these guys time to save those replays. All right, so Whew, that's some tough racing right there, chat. It was a spicy night out there. So, Road Atlanta, hey, go, says Doug. Appreciate you, Doug. How you doing, brother? Yeah, it was some tough racing out there today. Bo Snipe with just a commanding lead. He's going to take this thing home in the Pro-Am. I mean, he already had a championship locked down here for Pro-Am, but he put his stamp on it today. So we could definitely say that that will be Bo Snipe's official final Pro-Am race here at the GTRC, as he will most certainly be getting promoted up into a Pro Division tier next season. So congratulations to Bo Snipe on both the promotion and a championship title here for him. As far as the rest of it goes, well, yet to be decided until the official results come in, but it is Tap in second place, Devlin in third place. Great run from our Ferrari driver here. If we had a driver of the day award today, it would most certainly be for Devlin. Definitely in the discussion for that today. Snozzer, aka Action Jackson, in fourth place. Ash Motorsport with a heartbreaking fifth place there for him today. Puzzlement in sixth. Bar 27 in seventh. Trone Kobe in eighth. We head down to the rest of our grid here. We have Type R coming across in ninth, and that was a really unfortunate way to end his race today as well. Lone Ghost coming around in 10th. Happy Pappy in 11th position, and Brad's in 12th pace. So 12 drivers started today and 12 drivers finished. Can't really ask for much more than that. I need to go jump into an interview chat. All right. So GG's drivers. That was some fighting. That was some fighting right there, chat. We're just gonna give a second. The pro drivers have I've already been in here for a few minutes. Again, the pro drivers have wrapped up their race already and are just waiting in the commentary or in the interview box here for us. So we have I believe our third and first place finisher, if I'm not mistaken, from our finale race here today. And we will be making a video for everybody to see what happened in that race as well, because we were unable to broadcast both at the same time, unfortunately. And it was Mike in third place here, as I was just looking at the unofficial results. So let's start with Mike. Long season here. The GTRC GT4 Championships this season, 12-week season spread over, 24 weeks stretched into about 30 weeks here this season because of some things that happened throughout the season. But coming into the finale tonight, a little bit of a small grid over there on the pro side, but having a good finishing result, coming in third on the podium. Now, I don't know what happened in the race, obviously, so why don't you talk us through it and let us know how it went for you today.
Towards the end, we sort of all got bunched back up together. Some of us did a one stop, some did a two.
Absolutely, and I mean, finale race, and the Pro-Am lobby was very, very full here today, so we had to split the lobbies up there, so that is obviously like a reason for the smaller grid here today, but in a sense, it also allows you guys a good, clear, concise race just between the division for the finale to really decide those final standings and the points, and you had a hit and miss season. You had some good races, you had some bad races this season. I think you missed a couple, but overall, you happy with how your season went for you this season?
Yeah, it's a shame that I did miss some, but unavoidable, I'm afraid. But yeah, overall, I felt it was quite good.
Absolutely, and of course now the season's end. Everybody can relax a little bit, take a little bit of a break before the next season happens. What's it like racing in this pro division? This pro division was full of very quick, fast drivers this season. A lot of new faces. How was it racing against some of these new, faster drivers or comparable drivers compared to previous seasons here?
Yeah, well, this was my first season actually, other than the mini season with the MX5. But yeah, there's a lot of fast guys in here. But yeah, fun trying to keep up with them. Maybe improve yourself a little, following their lines and see when they break. Get some little pointers, so it always helps to be in a room with some faster people.
Absolutely. I mean, Road Atlanta for the finale this season, a very small, technical, quick racetrack with these Group 4 cars, kind of suited for the Group 4 cars in a way. But, how was that playing on your mind coming into the finale, knowing that you really had to come into this race being 110% focused because it's just such a technical racetrack?
Yeah. Well, I had a plan in mind of doing one stop, and while practicing, I knew not easy one stop, but definitely a doable one stop. And I knew some of the drivers out there couldn't do it on one stop, so just tried to keep my head down, keep to my own rhythm, not worry too much what was happening in front or behind. Just try and stick to a stable lap time.
I mean, a third place finish to end the season. Obviously, a good way to finish off the season. I guess, really anything you wanna add, and any thank yous and shout outs you want to toss out there.
Just thanks to the guys at GTRC and GT45 for organising it all. Great fun. Looking forward to the next season.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely look forward to seeing you back on track and competing with these racers again. But great run this season, and a third place finish right at the end of the season. That's a good way to end off a racing season, in my opinion. So, a huge congratulations. It's been a pleasure, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks very much.
All right. Cheers. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Oh yeah, we got everybody up in the house here now. There we go, Miss Devious. We'll continue on with our pros here, and then we'll move into our pro-ams. That was a race that we broadcast live, so we have a little more information about that race. But Miss Devious coming in here on the finale round. She was sitting third overall in those championship point standings, and it needed to finish ahead of Doug Burrow to stay and remain in third place overall in the standings. And with a big race win here today from Miss Devious, that should be enough for her to secure down that third and final podium position here on the season. So first and foremost, congratulations on your race win here today. How was the race, and talk us through it?
Thank you. Let's see. I knew that I had to beat Doug going into the race. I managed to qualify second on the grid. Knew I was going to have a decent start and a decent race, but lap one coming into the chicane, I was battling Doug for the position, overshot the turn, ended up going off and had to let everybody go by before I could get back underway. And then after that, the chase was on. I really had to focus on trying to catch them, but I kept incurring penalty after penalty after penalty, uh, to the point where I was really getting frustrated and thinking that my race was pretty much over. But then something miraculous happened. I noticed that a few of the drivers ended up pitting at the 20-minute mark. I was on a one pit strategy. I should be decent. So let the cars fall where they may. After my pit stop, I was back in fifth place. But after that second pit stop for the other drivers, I found myself sitting in the lead. So just brought it home. What more can I say?
So is the age-old question today for both lobbies really was that one-stop versus two-stop strategy. We see much of the same thing in the Pro-Am lobby as well. We've seen a few one-stops, and we've seen some two-stop strategies, and at the end of the day, that one-stop strategy definitely proved to be dominant in the Pro-Am lobby as well, with the podium sitting on the one-stop strategies as well. So picking the right strategy here today, a big part of coming up with the win, especially with making a mistake, but nonetheless, great racing points for you today, and a little low to touch a second place, but a great charge from you this season, and proven to be a worthy competitor here in these pro divisions here at the GTRC. So are you happy with the end result of your season here?
I am very happy with the end results. I know I missed one race due to work and other obligations. And then there was another race, I believe it was Dragon Trail Seaside, which absolutely did not go my way. And I ended up quitting in frustration just so that everyone else would have a decent race. So that was very unfortunate. But overall, considering everything, I'm very happy with where I ended up in the standings.
And we can definitely verify that without incident reporting, of course, I guess, ladies and gentlemen. We still have the 24-hour process of incident reports happening for the series, of course, for race control to assess any incidents, if any, and if necessary, to finalize our standings here. But if everything stays the way it sits right now, it will be Pigham's with the championship win in the Pro Division. It will be Apex Jakey in second place, and it'll be Miss Devious finishing and rounding out in third place here for our Pro Division this season. So, good end to the season, and obviously a good end result on the season overall here as well. So, I guess with that being said, anything you'd like to add to the race and the season, and any shoutouts and thank yous, of course.
Well, the GTRC was a nice group of people. I mean, you broadcast it every weekend, whether it be this series or their side series that they end up having on the off weekends. Great bunch of people. Really enjoy racing with them. If any viewers are interested in signing up, please do. Doesn't matter what your skill level is. You'll be right at home. I can promise you that. Shout outs. I definitely need to give a shout out to my boss and the owner of the company that I work for. Not going to mention their names, but you guys definitely know who you are. Big shout out to you guys. Definitely need to give a shout out to my boyfriend as well. Always letting me practice when I need to. What more can I say? And as long as I'm at it, I'd like to give a shout out to my dog Turbo as well. Love you, boy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, the dog's named after Turbo, so well, hey, it only seems fitting, right? Got to say thanks to the crew chief always. So,
Absolutely.
great racing this season. It was a pleasure to see some of the women competitors come in and come out and show that they can race just as good as the rest of us out there too. And you really had a great season this season, and a really great showing for the women sim racers out there as well. So congratulations, and just keep doing what you're doing, because it's a lot of fun to watch you racing out there. That's for sure.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
All right, well, congratulations again, and now you get a little break here before the next season, so enjoy for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we don't have Pigham's, our second place driver, from the pro lobby, because Pigham's typically has something else he's racing, and usually shortly afterwards. So we won't see Pigham's here today, unfortunately, to talk, but maybe we'll catch him another time here. But we'll head over to our Pro-Am division now. So it was that was some interesting racing in our Pro-Am division today, Chad. I mean, we cannot deny how great the racing on this track for the whole hour was. It never disappointed right down to the last dying seconds of the race. And when we talk about that, we're going to talk about Devlin here. This Ferrari driver just put on a clinic today on how you take that car around Road Atlanta. It was strong, he was consistent, and very well rewarded with a very strong third place finish as Ash Motorsport running out of fuel right at the top of the hill coming around the final last couple of corners there. So we know you were super close on fuel yourself. Congratulations on a tight third place finish, but you look good out there today, and it was definitely a hard earned and well deserved podium for you. Talk us through your race, my guy. How's it feel?
Well, thank you very much. It was good. The first half of the race, I went flat out, see how long fuel and tyres would last. I didn't quite make it. About 25 minutes in, I was out of fuel, out of tyres. Went in, switched it right down, then started going on 2, leaned it out. And anyway, long story, ended up on 6 on the last couple of laps, feather in the throttle, and got lucky, yeah. So thank you very much for the race, guys.
And where was it? You started 8th, I believe it was on the grid, or was it 9th? I can't remember now.
Yeah, me neither.
But nonetheless, it was a really great drive. You were very making great decisions on the racetrack. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, when you were coming up behind the car, you were patient when you needed to be patient. You left enough space when you needed to leave enough space to get the run you needed. And when you felt like you had that moment and you had the move there, you just absolutely made it happen. Done deal, and moved on to the next driver. Were you expecting a podium finish here today?
No, I wasn't. I knew, like I say, I knew fuel and that would be the issue. And there's a lot of great drivers here. So no, I didn't expect the podium really, but like you say, I was in it for the race, And the first half of the race, yeah, I went for it.
Absolutely. Well, it was
So,
fun to watch, and I mean, at the end of the day, that decision at the beginning of the race really put you in a great position to capitalize, and a couple lucky bounces come your way, and racing is racing, and you find yourself standing on that bottom step on the podium here today. Is that the first podium here for you this season?
yeah, it certainly is. I didn't start the season till very late.
Yeah, I wasn't
So,
sure if you. I know you've been racing quite well since you came in, so I just wasn't sure if you had found that yet or not. So, yeah, a little bittersweet for you here today in finale night, then to bring home a podium in the finale. So, how does that, as a racer, when you get these podium finishes and you have good races against good competition, how does that play on your confidence, going into say another season or another event or just an open lobby even?
yeah, good question. It doesn't really, to be honest. Yeah, it is what it is. I just race. I like racing, and it's always good fun with the guys here. And yeah, I'm just in it for the race, and I'm in it to enjoy the race. The podium's very nice though, so thanks, guys.
Absolutely, and very well said. And not all the drivers are necessarily here for the competition factor in racing. A lot of the drivers here in the GTRC, the Gran Turismo racing community, are here for what Devlin just said. You're here for the fun, you're here for the camaraderie, you're here for the friendships, and well, it provided some great racing for you today. That's for sure. A great third place finish, lots of healthy battling coming from you, and just the most consistent race car driver on the racetrack as well today. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but your consistency was bar none. No driver was even close as far as how consistent around the racetrack they were today. You really did do a phenomenal job. So
Thank you.
I apologize,
Yeah,
chat. That was really loud.
uh,
So yeah, I mean that was a great run from you today. So you should take that out. Take a lot of the positive out of this race, because and let that build some confidence for you going into future races, because you really did have an amazing race here today, without a question of a doubt.
thank you very much, and yeah, I'm planning to win. So.
No, we love to hear that. We love to hear that, don't we, chat? And I guess anything else you want to add to your race today, and any thank yous and shout outs?
Well, all the guys around me, they know who they are, all the local guys, and I always race with. Yeah, big shout out. The special one, they know who they are. So, yeah, thank you very much to everyone. Nice bunch of people.
Well, congratulations on a great final race this season, and we can't wait to see what you have for us next season.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll enjoy it. Thank you.
Cheers, great racing again.
Thank you very much.
All right, so this man coming into our GT4 Championship here this season got pulled away midway point through the season. He had got pulled away for work reasons, missed a portion of the 12-week season here. A little bit of a delay in the season may have actually worked out in this gentleman's favor a little bit here, allowed him to get into a couple more races than maybe he expected here today. But we're going to talk to Tap here. We know he's a long-standing community member here at the GTRC, and he's been racing with the community for a very long time, and he's coming in with a very strong performance and a second place finish here today. So great race, and happy with how that all went down for you today, Tap?
Yeah, I'm happy to get into the podium section and try and close that gap up the bow, even though he's plenty far ahead. But you do what you can.
Absolutely, and I mean, some of that is, the early battling in the race between second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and
really
ninth.
screwed up. Yeah,
Really kind of gave Bo Snipe an opportunity to try and open that early gap up, and he definitely took full advantage of it and opened it up. And then you guys were just kind of playing the chasing game after that. But one-stop strategy working out really good for your U tier today. So was that a kind of a tested strategy coming in, or were you just kind of trying to take it as the race was handed out in front of you here today?
usually that's pretty much been the strategy the entire season, is try my best to get a one-stopper if possible. Of course, when we did those extended two races or one race, we had the hour and a half, so of course I had to do two-stop then. But other than that, mostly I usually try to get that two-stop, because I know some people are doing, or get the one-stop, because I know some people are doing that one-stop, or other way around. There we go. It's a long day.
Absolutely tough day of racing. I mean, Rhode Island is a tough racetrack too, right? It's a small.
That first sector, man, is a hit and miss all the time.
Absolutely, the undulations in the racetrack, these big heavy race cars, and you're one of those drivers. You're in that front engine rear wheel drive race car compared to these little mid rear engine cars that are nimble around tracks like this. You guys really had to work on it to get these cars around this racetrack, because these front engine rear wheel drive cars, chat, when they get into those uphill turns, the undulating corners, they get really light at times, and it's at that moment when that car gets light in the rear end that the tires spin and the cars go around, and there's just nothing the drivers could do about it to catch it sometimes. So it was that on your mind today as you were coming through the chicane and uphill there in the last final few corners every lap?
Every time I went through that chicane.
Absolutely, we've seen a few drivers struggle in that same spot. I struggle in that same corner when I'm on this track as well. I mean, it is just the nature of Road Atlanta here. Tough racing today. Was there a point in the race where you might have thought you had a shot at Bull Snipe, or were you more or less just thinking, okay, second place might be the best I'm getting?
And then there's a couple of mistakes, and then I ended up went off track in the first stint, I think it was too. No, the penalty concurred a few times, and that kind of bundled up, and I give up trying to file them down. I'm like, I'll try and stick with second. I'll be good.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, just missed your pit entry a little bit there when you made your pit stop there, and race control really hammered down there and handed out that 3 seconds. So that definitely didn't help the cause of chasing down the leader there. But by that point in time, he had an extremely sizable lead. So without Bo really making a vital error there, I don't think anybody was going to catch him here today. He was definitely on it today. But like I said, you were away from the track a lot this season, and coming back is still showing great strength, and you're still finishing pretty decent in the standings there as well. So I mean, overall, happy with how the season went for you for what you could get in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, no, I'm plenty happy for the races that I was able to attend. But it's pretty much go 110% every one, because I'm only getting half the amount of races half the time compared to everyone else. So
Absolutely. I mean, tough, when real life conflicts with racing, but that's the way it goes, but nonetheless, a great race from you today, and it wasn't an easy one for you. You had battles, like you said, you had a couple of moments there where you weren't
on the battle with. That was awesome.
Yeah, and you weren't always necessarily on the tarmac surface a couple points on the racetrack, which caused a little bit, like you said. So to come back up and still take a second place finish, obviously it was really great, but Devlin definitely was struggling with fuel there, so I think that was an inevitable position change near the end of the race there, as he was fuel saving at the end of the race.
Try not to she liked to drink.
Yeah, try not to end up like poor Ash Motorsport there and running out of fuel right at the top of the hill on the final couple of corners there. So super unfortunate for Ash there, but good racing. You seem to look pretty good in this Mercedes SLS AMG car. Now we know it's a bit of a tank, this car in the Group 4 class. Did it take a little bit of adjusting to get used to that car, or is it just a car that fits your driving style?
At first, it was a bit of an adjustment because of the weight difference because I think the last car I was driving before that was the Sylvia. Compared the throwing each one around the track is so different. But once I got into the zone of it, it was all right, and it started, as the season went on and progress wise, it got better and better and better.
Absolutely. I mean, great race, and you're definitely a competitor here if you can get a full season in. So GTRC racers beware, because Tap, he has some racecraft behind this man, and give him a full season, I think he could do some damage in the standings. So great racing. It's always a pleasure to see on track. We know you're a really good racer out there. You're clean, you're efficient, you're respectful. So we appreciate that. The drivers definitely appreciate that. And I guess anything you want to add to your race, the season, and any shout outs and thank yous?
Shout out to you guys at GT45 and GTRC for everything, organization, and all this other stuff. It's been great. Enjoy the seasons with you guys, and keep up the good work. And shout out to the fans. See you all next season. Wow!
Absolutely, and congratulations. I mean, we'll let you get back to the fam or the team or whatever it is you got going on this weekend, and enjoy the holiday weekend.
Oh yeah, and to all the Canadians out there and Americans for later on a few more days. Happy Independence Day and Happy Canada Day.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, my guy. Congratulations on a great racing season for you.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, the guy who just kind of took this race, said, "Puh, I got this," and brought home a big fat win. Mr. Bo Snipe, coming into the division this season, definitely a strong competitor, and you showed these drivers how to win a championship here this season. So great drive today. You got a great start. You got away cleanly, and you got an ability to open up a gap, and then it was just you just kind of stuck to your rhythm, your pace, and next thing you know, you ended up with a nice big 33-second gap at the end with a race win. So was that something you were expecting to see here today? Oh, we can't hear Mr. Bow. Gotta love Discord. Just bear with for 1 second, chat. He is most certainly trying. All right, he's just going to jump back into the chat here. So, this Pro-Am race was a really great race for a finale race. We've seen a lot of healthy battling. Oh, there he is. He's popped back in. Hopefully
Me too.
yeah, there we go. We got you now.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
All right. Well, again, congratulations. Pretty uneventful race for you for the most part, right up until the end, and we'll talk about that in a second. But
Yep.
alert go through for a second. I do apologize, chat.
Yeah.
You guys don't hear those things. So, at the beginning of the race, you made a mistake qualifying. You're on a fast lap there. You come up the hill, you got the car loose. It spun, got into the wall. You had to pit, fix that damage, get back out, try to improve that lap. Turns out, you end up starting 3rd position on the grid. You get a great race start. You get a good launch. You get inside. You get that position right out of the start line there, and you just kind of didn't really have to look back from that. So, I guess when you're racing in that situation, you've already got the championship locked down, secured. It's just going to take a pretty big miracle for you to be able to lose that at this point. How's your mentality, I guess, coming into this race, and then when you start the race and you get that nice cushion right off the bat, how does that change your mentality throughout the race as well?
Yeah, to have the cushion is big because it just allows you to stay disciplined to the strategy that you've worked out for your race. So anytime you can have room to work your strategy is huge, absolutely huge. I expected this to be a hard-fought race, last race of the season and all. You had the 3 or 4 guys in points behind me that were definitely close, so I expected them to battle hard and look for any and every point they could get. So didn't expect to build the gap that I did, but was happy to have it because it allowed me to work my strategy for the race.
Absolutely, and we had the first set of pit stops. You pit, you come out, you're 2nd or 3rd place at that point. Tap hadn't pitched yet. He pit, tried to get the jump on you in pit lane, but just didn't quite have the gap on you. And then you just kind of continued on from there. And then of course the one-stop strategy, obviously proving to be the right strategy here today, as the top 3 drivers all on that same strategy, and the drivers that were on the 2-stop strategy struggling a little bit, finishing about 30 seconds in behind the guys on the 1-stop today. So, is that the strategy you were leaning on when you came into the race today?
Yeah, absolutely. One stop. It's always faster. Less time on pit roads, always faster, right? Now, if the pace was different amongst competitors, if you're pacing all about the same, then you may try the 2-stop just so you have better tires, low fuel, better tires for a faster pace. But yeah, the 1-stop has been working all season, so just continued to work that, which was a great thing about the Lexus. The car fits me well, and I understood its fuel usage and tire usage, so I was able to have a good understanding of how to manage those to run the 1-stop.
Absolutely. And then we're in a 10-minute mark of the race at this point. You don't need to force anything at this point. Again, due to that cushion, you can just make sure you're just managing your marks and hitting your points and keeping the car in the right places on the racetrack. You come up to bar, and you come up to Type R. Was it Type R? No, it was
Trone.
Trone Colby right in the BMW. And, a little mistakes happened in front of you. You tried to take advantage and sneak on the outside there, but you couldn't quite get on the outside. You tried to get around again one time there, almost got a little bit caught up in that battle between those 2 drivers. And then you just backed right off. Was that the moment right there where you're like, hold on, what am I doing here? I have a 30-second lead. I really don't need to get around these 2. Were you aware that was a battle for position? What were you thinking when you come up into that situation?
Yeah, initially it didn't dawn on me. Initially, I didn't realize it was a race for position, so that's why I kind of stayed in it to go ahead and get around Trone. But once I realized that it was a battle for position, and I didn't need to be anywhere near it. I just went ahead and lifted, let those guys go, give them the room to battle for position between them two. I didn't need to be anywhere around that. So yeah, as soon as I knew what the situation was, I got out.
And we did speculate on that as we were watching it happen, and then we just seen you just kind of back off, and then basically we were like, well, you just get the bucket of popcorn and enjoy the show as the leader at this point, right? And watch this battle happen in front of you. So,
That's exactly right.
but tense moments. At first you're just thinking you got to get around these guys, lap traffic, and then just get back into clean air, and then realize that wait, these guys are actually fighting pretty hard. So maybe I better just keep my car safe and not put it in a bad spot by accident. And then I think really that was really an important decision for you with that 30-second gap, because if you would have got caught up in an incident there by accident, that could have really changed the outcome of this race today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, you gotta, while you're driving a race car fast, you gotta really understand your situation, understand where what's going on around you, and know and realize when you're putting yourself in a bad place, and get yourself out of it. Be smart enough to get out of it. So luckily I was able to evaluate pretty quickly and just get myself out of the situation altogether.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, great racing from you here today, and showing the fans at home definitely why you are the championship points leader coming into the final round here today, and another great race win here. So, with that being said, congratulations on an overall Pro-Am championship, official or unofficial at this point. It is official that
I'm a freaking champion, Tim.
That Bo Snipe is a champion. You betcha. There you go. So, first year you finally actually able to really get on track and race with this community. You've been struggling with internet connections and that when the platform was released, and you had all kinds of troubles. You got all that sorted out, finally got in here to compete with these with the community and your friends and the drivers, and really showed what you can do. So with that being said, that's definitely going to be a pro promotion for you going into the next season as well. So looking forward to that.
Looking forward to becoming a pro. Absolutely. That's what all the work, the work that's been done, the work I've done, the improvement was all to be better in this series and to be prepared for the next step. So absolutely looking forward to becoming a pro and competing against the pro drivers, without a doubt.
Well, I don't know. All I'm going to say is I think that pro division better watch out for Bo Snipe, because the boy sure knows how to drive. That's for sure. But you know what? I know that they will welcome you with open arms and welcome the competition as well. That's what pro drivers do, man. The only way you get better as a pro driver is to race drivers that are potentially equal or better than you. So they will most certainly welcome the challenge of Bo Snipe coming into the pro division next season. But I mean, anything you want to really add to, I guess, your race today and the season overall, and any shout outs and thank yous here before we officially call it a season?
Yeah, this has been an outstanding season. My first championship as a driver. In the real world, I have multiple championships as a crew chief and crew member, but as a driver, this is officially my first. Didn't think I would have a chance at a championship again at 57 years old, but pretty awesome to have achieved that. Congratulations to Tap and to Michael for their podium finishes in this race. To everyone in the Pro-Am series, well done by everyone. It was a pleasure racing with them all. Want to say thank you to GTRC for all they do to create these series. They are a lot of fun. The fans listening should look into it if they want to try sim racing. It's a great platform, great bunch of people to race with and learn from. Thank you to GT45 and yourself, Ghost, for all the live streams and the exposure you've given us. It's been a lot of fun. It's an added enjoyment to know that there are fans watching. Enjoy that, and thank you to the fans. Thank you to the fans for watching and being a part of our series. We can't do it without you. We enjoy you and look forward to having you every race.
Absolutely, and we do appreciate it. But I mean, congratulations most importantly to all of our drivers throughout the whole season. We've seen lots of drivers come through the GTRC here this season, try their luck out in the series, see if it's what their style is. Some have decided to stay, some have decided to go. But you know what? That's racing.
Hey, one more thing real quick. Special shout out to Apex Racing for supporting the GT4 series this season. I apologize for making that late, but want a special shout out to them. for their support, for jumping in and supporting this GT4 series.
Absolutely,
well.
and one of our main title sponsors here in the series as well,
Yep.
this year as well, which we did mention at the beginning of the broadcast or to the viewers, but we definitely appreciate that. And Apex
Yes,
Sim
sir.
Racing is a great group of guys. It's a great group of racers. It's a great group of community members, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know more about Apex Sim Racing? Go to www.apexsimracingteam.com. Go check out their website. You can find out a whole bunch about the drivers and the team themselves as well. There's some bios. There's some great stuff over there. So go check them out and see what Apex Sim Racing team is doing, or maybe could do for you. But
Yep.
absolutely great shout out, but we do appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, that's some of my improvement comes from, talking with those guys. So no, if you're looking to improve, those are people to talk to.
Absolutely, and it really does take a team effort to make this stuff work, and the driving
Mhm.
community is very helpful. They help each other.
Yep.
They practice together. They give tips. They give tricks. They give strategy talk. Even though they're competitors on the racetrack, off the racetrack, their families, their friends, they look out for each other. So even though we're competing for a championship here during a season, these guys and gals are friends. They're family behind the scenes, and they do work together to also help each other improve, and that also improves the quality of the racing we're seeing on
Of the
track every
racing.
day.
Yep.
So yeah, you had good calls for sure, 100%. But man, huge championship for you this season, and I guess we'll see if you can
Big, man.
go back it up with a pro championship next season now.
Looking forward to the challenge.
All
Absolutely.
right. Well, congratulations,
All right.
and we'll let you get back to the team, the crew, and the fam, and enjoy that victory.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good one, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that's some great stuff here by our interviewees, as always. The very well spoken, the gals and the guys here at the GTRC. And again, we are officially done. That's it. We are shutting down the season. The season is over, chat. It's sad, I know, right? But you know what? We'll be back in a month's time or so, maybe a little sooner, with the next one. We have 2 series coming here from the GTRC. One is going to be a GT3 one-make series. That's all I'm going to say about it for now. Oh, I bet you all your eyebrows just lifted right there, didn't they? Oh, yes, they did. I know they did. And we're going to have a mini-series. That's going to be one mini-series to run beside the major series this time. And it is going to be a special tune series. So we're going to bring some road cars out for the mini-series here at the GTRC for the second series as well. And for all of you that just heard road cars and raised your eyebrows, that's right, folks. We're going to bust out some roadies for the mini-series here coming up in about 3 weeks to a month's time. Now, the reason for that is we, of course, obviously the organization, the GTRC community, the staff, they all need time to sort everything out, go through the season, tweak anything that needs to be tweaked, make any adjustments to procedures or rules, anything that, complications that may have come up through the season. We have to take a look at that as organizers and staff members. We got to assess it. We got to figure out what the best route of action is and the best fix for the integrity of not only the esports part of the organization, but the community and the standards and safety of the community in general. So the 3 to 4 weeks allows for all that time. It allows for registration purposes. It allows for the staff to do the qualifying, to determine the proper splits for the drivers, all these things. So we will see about a 3 to 4 week break. Now, whether we're going to have multi-division splits or not is yet to be determined, but that's about as much information as I'm going to give to you, the viewers and the racers at home right now, without an official announcement. Will allow GTRC to take the time to finalize those details and, of course, give us a proper set of details to properly announce for all the drivers, so you know where to go, what's coming up, and how to register. So we have that coming here out of the GTRC community in the very near future. Coming from the GTRC moving forward in the future as well, we have something that we're now going to be calling the GTRC Pro Series. And the GTRC Pro Series is going to be a series that's going to be ran out of the GT45 Gaming Discord server, based under how we run our esports series and organizations. And we're going to put a lot of pressure and a lot of craziness on that series. So we're going to be turning this from a 2-series group to a 3-series group here moving in the future as well. So there will be 3. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 3 championship series coming from the GTRC here sometime in the near future. 2 will be coming out of the GTRC community themselves, and 1 will be sent and handled by the GT45 gaming community on the extra special event that we're going to release in the near future as well, coming from this great community. I want to send and extend a special shout out to High Pre Graphics. High Pre he is our graphics designer here, not only at GT45 Gaming, but also been working with us here with the GTRC for quite some time now. This man is amazing. He has on the point on the graphics actually always look amazing. He is also helped us with the redesign and the rebrand of the logo, of course, with cooperation of Mischievous as well. So, you know, High Pre Graphics, much love to High Pre Graphics, man. We cannot make the season look as good as we do without you. We love you, we appreciate you, and all the standings work that High Pre does behind the scenes for the drivers is top notch. High Pre Graphics, ladies and gentlemen, you want to know more, hit me up. I can hook you up with the man, and you want to talk about somebody who's a reasonable price and does great work, High Pre Graphics is your man for the job. Special shout out to Apex Sim Racing as well, ladies and gentlemen. Apex Sim Racing is a business partner of GT45 Gaming. We work very closely together on a lot of different things. They stepped in as one of the title sponsors here this season. They are going to be stepping in to provide some rewards for the drivers that finished up on the podium here this season. And like I said, you want to know more about Apex Sim Racing Team, head over to their website, www.apexsimracingteam.com, all lowercase. Go check out their website. They got merch. They got all kinds of crazy stuff going on over there on their website. You get to know more about their drivers. They have personal driver bios and everything over there on their website. Go over there. Go say hi. Go show them some love. And hey, you know, if you're interested in joining a team, maybe Apex Sim Racing Team is your fit. And you know, you can reach out and talk to one of the heads of states over there, and then see about maybe becoming a member of the team as well. So much love to the sponsor, Apex Sim Racing Team. I mean, they come in and providing a little incentive for the championship drivers, and of course special thanks to myself as well as coming in as a sponsor this season to do much of the same thing. Just provide some prizes and incentives to the drivers to really step up, put on a great show, and just to add a little bit to the enticement of pushing for that top spot in the championship. So, you know, it takes a team effort, but the most importantly, you know, thank you to the staff and the community. Without the staff and the community behind the scenes keeping everything moving like a well-oiled machine, these things do not happen the way that they happen here. So all the love really does go down to the volunteers that do things out of the love of the sport, out of the love of what they do. So, you know, the GTRC administration staff, the stewarding staff, and our drivers and our community members, we appreciate you. You're absolutely top level, and definitely can't wait to see what you guys are bringing for us next season. But the fans, this is why we do it. For everybody watching at home, everybody hanging out in the chats, whether it's be on GTRC YouTube, my YouTube, or my Facebook page, you know, this is why we do it. We do it for you. I love to commentate. I love to bring the action live to you guys in a way that we don't typically see it. And I love to watch the racing that, of course, all these great organizations that we work with provide for us on the racetrack. So lots of great things coming from Gran Turismo racing community in the future. Definitely stay tuned to the socials. Stay tuned to the GTRC Facebook group. Stay tuned to my Facebook pages, my socials. Stay tuned in the Discord servers. It will be plastered everywhere when it is time to get ready to race in the next season. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And GTRC says thank you for being here all season long through 2 mini-series and a 12-week major championship series. We love you, the fans out there. And next season is going to be bigger, badder, bolder, and even faster. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Remember, you all matter, and stay winning. We'll see you all very soon.